Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to a little presentation how to get started with Radiant Dawn hacking by using the tool Paragon. I think it's a good way to just show off how you can get started on your first project, what you have to do, what is like basically the first steps. Many people have like struggles to find out how to insert their data or even get everything started on Paragon. So today I want to showcase to you what you have to do to accomplish that. First and foremost, we need Paragon. Let me pull up the browser and open up the GitHub website from Fane. Fane is a creator of Paragon and worked tirelessly to get it working for a long time. And with Radiant Dawn, it's possible to hack or modify Radiant Dawn through Paragon, but also like Fates, Awakening, and even like Echoes in this case. For us, it's really important that we get the software from the GitHub. He is also down here has explained how to get per other way the Paragon on your PC, but there's also an executable that you can download. We could just go here to releases and see the latest version that is always on top. I recommend to go to assets and download there the Paragon latest version for your OS system. Most of us will use the Windows version, so please download that. I will also put the download or like the website link from the GitHub from Fane into the video description so you can easily find the link. So let's download it. Open it up. Oh, little memes there. But when we open the zip file, we find like the initial data. I also created like a little folder for this presentation on the desktop that is called Radiant Dawn. Let's open that one up. Here's already an ISO file that I extracted from my own game. I will not tell you how to get an ISO file for Radiant Dawn. That's something you have to find out on yourself. Like how to like extract your own Radiant Dawn game as an ISO file for your PC or by other means. I think you all will be able to get one. I create now a folder that I just call Paragon itself. And we take the files and put them into this Paragon folder. I like to have everything in one place, so it's a bit easier to not get mixed up with everything. So the zip folder is something we don't need anymore. And what we have to do now is we can start Paragon itself. It will say like, oh, Paragon it's an external software. Do you really want to use it? It might be harmful for your PC. It's absolutely fine. You can just say you can trust it. Otherwise, you won't be able to edit anything if you want to work on Radiant Dawn or by other means. So, what do we have now? It's like the Paragon is active, but to edit Radiant Dawn, we need extracted files from the ISO. We have just the ISO right now. It doesn't help us at all. But what we can do, we can open up Dolphin and create an additional path by going into the configurations. Radiant Dawn folder. Close. And then we find here Fire Emblem Radiant Dawn. What is possible now? We click right click on it and say that we want to convert the file. Oh no, that's different. If you want to make your file systems back into an ISO. You do that. Sorry for that, for the little confusion. You go to properties actually to extract the files, and you find the file system over here. What you do then is right click on disk and say extract entire disk. It will then ask you where you want to have the files. And what I do is say, let's put it here in the original files. Now it starts extracting the ISO into an actual readable data. Let's give it a second. Should be done in a moment. So now we have the original files with data and update. In data we find the disk, the files, and the sys. In the sys folder we find the main door file that is really important if you want to do hex editing and change specific mechanics in the game. And files are basically everything, like from texture base, character data, script data, and also like map files and such. And also like for movies. There's a lot of things in the files. What I usually like to do, I always have like a little backup of original files around, and one folder where I put all my edits in. So let's copy that over. And in the meantime, go back to Paragon, because now we have extracted the files from the ISO. Now we can actually start a project in Paragon. Is to say we create a new project. Done. And call it guide, because we're currently doing like a guide series. I will pop out more guides with like specific descriptions how we can do specific things. But for now, let's get the project going. Have this on the top right so we see when it's done. Now it's really important we have to choose in what language the game is. And currently the Fire Emblem Radiant Dawn that I extracted is a Europe version, the English specific one. So choose that one, and when we choose the game, it's FE10. Now it asks about the ROM-FS directory, and that's where we choose the edited files, go to data, and then into files. It's really important that you go to files, because that's where all the data is that Paragon wants to read. Then we also have to choose an output directory, and this output directory, you could take the same folder where you put your ROM-FS directory. I always like to have like a separate folder extra for that. I usually call it like also ROM-FS in the sense, where it puts out all the data. It's something I kind of work with because I have edited for Awakening and Fates before, and in Citra it's called also ROM-FS folder for the modifications. So I usually like to use the name ROM-FS for it. Let's rename the folder and click inside and choose that folder. So we have chosen the language for the game, we have chosen the game itself, that is FE10, and folder where all the original data is, or your edited data at the end, where you put everything together, and an output folder where everything that you edit will create a little copy in the ROM-FS folder. Like basically the output, what happened. So let's save it. Now we have a project, and when we open it up, we can do our edits. We can see we have like multiple options, but what we can start with, we can like as a test, we can say, hey, we have, let's say we want to start with a little edit on Micaiah. Let's give her maybe a new skill that she starts with. What we can always check for that is we can go to the skill list and check the SID for a skill. Let's say we want to give her critical 25. The SID is here on the top. It says crit up 25. So let's put it in. So we have now VAT included. You can also change her rank, her level, and also increase her res by 20 or like by 23. So she starts out capped with it. Just examples. We don't want to do something balanced here right now. It's more like to demonstrate it. We save those files. And now you also have to check if you do edits, always do the save. Best way is always if you have done something you wanted to accomplish, go always back and save it. In the worst case, if there's a crash or you accidentally close to Paragon, then you lose on your edits. And it can be stressful if you have done a lengthy day on edits and then everything vanishes. It's kind of annoying to get back into. I have to tell you, it happened to me before. So, the edits we have done only did a change on FE10 data because we only changed some values on a character. What we now do, what I usually do is go into this folder, press Control A, so everything is chosen, copy it, and go into the edited files, data, and files at the end. Copy that in. So, now we have edited the ROM actually. We have modified the game. But how can we open it up? We go back to Dolphin for that. And similar what we have just done. We go into Options, Configurations, and into Paths. See, I have like multiple paths already declared here where it looks out for specific ROMs. What we do now, we go to our desktop or wherever you have your edits and go to the path where you find like your Radiant Dawn with the edited files, data, and now it's not in files where you have to put the path in. You go to sys and choose the folder. When you choose the folder, you will see in the background another instance has showed up without a single byte. This one is an ISO file and this one is a file structure, basically. What I do, because I have dozens of Radiant Dawn installments here, I like to have like some tagging, so I know what kind of game I have to open at the end of the day. So I have a guide here, and let's start it. Let's see how it looks from the inside. So, oh, the light. So we can speed it up a bit. We want to create a new save file. Create a new game. And let's start it in normal mode. We can skip the cutscene. So we see Micaiah. First off, what we immediately notice, Micaiah is not level 1, she's level 5 as we have declared. And if we look further, she has a maxed res stats as well. And look at that. She also has the critical plus 25. So the edits are inside the game now, and we can actually start working on our personal hack. I hope this guide could have helped you on your start on Radiant Dawn hacking. And if you have any questions, feel free to leave them in the Vicious Cell Discord. It's called Near Tower FE10. I will also put an invite link down in the description for everyone to join. So let's get on hacking, and I wish you all a wonderful day.